everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today we are doing the K-pop leaders video, so like that we can introduce the new groups when I ever get down to doing their individual readings. One thing that my editor monkey pointed out was that I did not do, I guess, a section for being a leader for IVE, and because of that I will just put her in here. And of course we're going to add the new people that are coming into this channel, I guess we could say it that way. And one of the groups that I'm working on is NewJeans, but doing some research, we figured out that they don't actually officially have a leader. So to fill up that gap, I'm just gonna do the oldest one. And if any of you are wondering why I'm not gonna be doing Bangshan in this video, is because I have already done his leader one like years ago. So feel free to check that out in whichever part it is. I think it's in the second part, so you can watch that one and he'll be there. Now, with all that said, let's just jump onto the first person, which I think I will start with IVE, considering that I kind of missed her and already did her individual reading. And in this video, we have 3 questions that we're going to answer. So the first question is, what type of leader are they within their group? The second question will be, how does the rest of the group see them? Of course, it's leaders. And then the last question will be, how does the leader feel of their role as a leader? So let's go with Yunjin. Figure out what type of leader is she. So I'll take the top card. The other ones can go away. So to answer our first question, the type of leader that Yunjin is someone that focuses a lot on self-growth and self-improvement. So we have the Angel of Truth, the Snake Spirit with Time to Heal, and then we have water, just the element water. So in this case, it definitely feels that she focuses a lot on just trying to give advice, trying to help other people improve. She's a type of leader that tries to understand how people feel and try to give some word of advice. With the Time to Heal, it definitely feels that her speech or the words that she speaks is full of constructive criticism. I think that she tries to give very good advice, good ways to improve on things, tries to give good insight, and the type of leadership that she carries is one that is based on a lot of truth. Now, I do feel that she has no filter of softening the blow of her truths. In other words, I do feel that she is probably very straightforward. She doesn't have to be straightforward, but she's definitely speaking her mind when she's saying the things that she's saying. Or if she may be talking about the industry to the rest of her group members, she will probably be very blunt and very honest about how the industry is. So if she doesn't like it, she will definitely make her views come across. And if she does like it, she's going to mention the points that she enjoys about being in the industry. So I do feel that she is very, very honest and says things exactly how she sees them. So I do want to point out that that doesn't mean that she, how should I put it, she's not sugarcoating none of the things that she says. She just says it exactly how she sees it. And with the time to heal, I do feel that she's also very vocal about the things that she's going through and what she's feeling and how she's experiencing her life with the water element right next to this card. It kind of shows that she kind of likes to leave her heart open and express exactly what she's thinking and what she's feeling. She's a type of leader that really likes to connect heart to heart with other people and be very genuine and very honest. She doesn't like anything superficial as a water element. Also, this energy kind of shows that she's just the type of leader that likes to go very deep with topics and with, I guess, the advice that she gives. She kind of likes to give life advice of sorts. She doesn't really like to keep it superficial with everything will get better. No, she will try to actually I do feel that she may actually get a bit broody with the type of advice that she gives. So if things are not going well, she will definitely make it known and voice it. So it seems like she is Also the type of leader that could get very emotional. So if she's already going through a rough patch, she will probably be very pissy, very critical, and that could, she doesn't know how to compartmentalize her mind. Basically, her emotions are something that highly influences her type of leadership. Now let's go on to the second question, which is, how does the rest of the group, so how does the rest of IVE see Yunjin as a leader? Wait, oh, that was quick. That was very quick. So we have the Emperor, and then we have the Hangman reverse and Three of Cups. So it seems like the group really admires her, or really appreciates her leadership. With the Emperor, it feels that they already see her as a natural born leader. They see her as someone that is active, someone that takes action, someone that is also very aware of when to do things and when not to do them, and how to go about taking her own actions, and when it's a good time. Like, she knows how to pick her battles as well. So it feels like the group really admires that and really likes that. They feel that she's very good at standing on her ground, and is very good at figuring out when is the right time to do things, when is the right time to talk about things. This is Aries energy, so whatever her impulses are, she's very good at being spontaneous, and I guess in a way she has this natural powerful energy that the group feels like they can rely on. The Emperor is the number 4, which talks about stability, being grounded and rooted. So the group really feels that she is a good pillar or a good support for the group. Now with the Hangman reversed, the group feels like she's a very ambitious person. Because the thing that I'm seeing with the combination of the Emperor and the Hangman reverse here, it kind of feels like the group sees her as someone that hates stagnation. Like, she hates is staying in one place. She wants to do a bunch of things at once. She wants to go on a bunch of projects at once. She doesn't like to just stay still. She has no patience for things to just kind of pan out. She likes to take action because of that. Like, instead of waiting for things to come her way, she likes to actively chase after them. So I do feel that the group sees her as a go-getter and a hard worker, but at the same time they understand that she has no patience for things to kind of happen, because she prefers to actively pursue her dreams and goals. And as a leader, it can be very good because it creates change to happen, but at the same time it makes it for someone that, as a leader, if they're not doing something, they are probably like a nervous, restless wreck of sorts, and that could bring the image of the support and pillar that they have of her to kind of crumble a little bit. Not necessarily in a sense of like they don't respect her anymore, but more in the sense of maybe we can't rely on her because right now she's going through a rough time. So I guess there's a lack of consistency that she has as a leader. If she's going through it, she crumbles down, and the group doesn't feel like they can rely on her, at least at the moment that she's breaking down, basically. And I'm not saying that leaders never break down. I'm just saying that the group may not feel, I don't even think it's wrong for that, because I don't think that the group sees it in a bad light. Like, they don't feel like the leadership, like she's lacking leadership even when she's breaking down. So I think that could be good, right? But yeah, with the Hangman, we are talking about Neptune energy. So the way that they see her is as someone that cannot bear or does not like the unknown. So Yunjin must be an individual that likes to be prepared, likes to be ready, likes to know what she's getting herself into. And if that's the case, with the Hangman reverse, it kind of shows that the group is able to recognize that she hates change that she did not initiate. She hates that things happen out of nowhere, or that she has to go into the unknown without having to mentally prepare herself somehow. So anything unexpected like that, I guess Yunjin doesn't really like it, and the group recognizes that. That's probably her biggest weakness as a leader. The last card that we have here is the Three of Cups. So the group sees Yunjin as someone that they can have fun with, they can celebrate with, they can just enjoy their time together, have a good friendship, have a good time. I don't know why it sounded like I was gonna say a good breakfast, so I guess they really enjoy eating together and hanging out. So they like to have a good time. They feel that they can do that with her. So despite respecting her as someone that knows when to take action and being an initiator of sorts, they also appreciate that they can be a friend to her and have fun and enjoy their time together, but they also recognize that one of her biggest weaknesses is when she kind of emotionally breaks down, crumbles down, or if she enters into the unknown without any sort of preparation. So if life throws her a curveball, she kind of shudders down under that pressure of not knowing what to do. And again, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That's just the type of leader that she is, the type of person that she is as well. Now let's go on to the last question, which is, how does Yunjin feel to be the leader in her group? We have a cosmic egg. And a bunch of cards. I'll take the dolphin and the black egg. Oh, but I did see the other one. I'll take the unicorn. Okay. So usually I will take 2 cards for this section, but all of these cards fell, so I'll take them all because that's just how it happened. So we have the cosmic egg, the dolphin, the black egg, the unicorn, and then new moon in Taurus with prosperity lies ahead. So Yunjin loves being a leader. She really enjoys her role as a leader. She feels powerful. She feels over the moon, in the clouds. Like she likes the power that she has as a leader. With the cosmic egg, the black egg, and the unicorn, we have 3 spirit cards. You see the circle on the top? That's supposed to be a spirit card. There's only 7 of these cards in the whole, I guess, deck. So I find it amazing that technically half of them are here right now. If I'm correct, the cosmic egg is crown chakra energy. The black egg, that could be throat chakra, and I think the unicorn is the 3rd eye. Anyway, these are all very, like, it talks about chakras that are very high up there. So she feels enlightened. She feels, again, powerful. She feels on top of the world by being a leader. She enjoys her role as a leader. With the dolphin card, it kind of shows that she really liked, this is a water element, so again, water energy is very important. Again, she feels powerful. She enjoys being relied on, I guess that's the best way. She really has fun being a leader. She really enjoys the hard work that has to be put into it. Of course, I do feel that sometimes the pressure is too much for her to handle, but it doesn't discourage her from being a leader. She doesn't hate her role as a leader. She doesn't dislike it or anything. She actually really, really likes it. Now, with the cards that we have right here, I think she likes the potential that she has as a leader, or she sees that there's a lot of things that she can improve on and grow on herself to become a better leader. And with this unicorn card, it definitely feels like she really likes that as a leader, she has this ability to just say her truth or something along this line. With the unicorn and the black egg, it talks about the throat chakra, which talks about speaking your truth, being honest with yourself and other people, and just saying what you think. And the unicorn one, if it's a 3rd eye, then we're talking about someone that is able to actually have very good discernment, being able to actually see the truth of the situation, being able to have clarity. So I do feel that if you combine those 2 cards, it kind of shows that the way that she feels about her role as a leader is that she feels like she has the power to say what she thinks. She has the power to speak up about the things that bother her. And I do feel that this goes beyond being able to tell people what to do, like in her group. She really enjoys that she's able to actually speak to the company and advocate for someone, for herself, for her ideas. Like she feels like she's in a position where she can actually mend bridges of sorts. Kind of like, if there's a disconnect between the company and the group, I can be that bridge. Like she enjoys a responsibility to be able to say, I can create change, I can make things happen. And I feel that with these 2 eggs, it kind of shows that she really likes that there's like this potential, right? There's potential for change. There's potential for things to become the vision that she has in her head or something along this line. Like she likes the idea that there's potential and that she is the one that can initiate that change to happen. She really enjoys having that power, or knowing that she has that power to make things go in whatever direction she wants it. Of course, it doesn't mean that she has like the ability to just do as she wants, right? Of course not. She's a leader and she's just, there's a hierarchy in the company, right? She's not like the top dog, right? But as a leader, she feels that she has at least some sort of power. There's a space for her to say what she has to say and say what she feels is necessary. And that gives her some sense of security and a sense of stability. Now, with this new moon in Taurus, with the prosperity lies ahead, there's this sense of like she feels good about knowing that she has the power to physically create change. Like she has the power to make her manifestations happen by actively working towards them. Again, the group kind of hinted that with the Emperor energy, but with the rest of the other cards, there's this very recurring theme, I guess, that she really likes to work towards making her dreams come true, and she likes to actively take action in making her dreams come true and making progress, right? If I'm correct, she's a sun in Virgo, so she naturally is okay with working a lot, doing the tedious job or work necessary to achieve her goals and her dreams. That is a very Virgo thing to do, but it's also a very earthy way of doing things. So with this Taurus energy, what I'm trying to get at as an earth sign, she will naturally enjoy setting a goal and slowly but surely working towards making that goal come true. So in this case, she really enjoys that as a leader. She has the ability to say what she wants for things to change, and I guess that position gives her the tools necessary to know that if there's something that she doesn't like or there's something that she feels is unfair, she has a space where she can go to and say exactly how she thinks things can improve or can be solved. That's what I'm trying to get at. And because of that, she feels like she's not out there in the dark, like depending on her environment to work in her favor. She likes that she has a say in the changes that could come for the group and for herself within her career. So I'll leave that there. I'll go on to the next person. So let's figure out what type of leader is Soobin from TXT. We have the Angel of Burdency. Okay. We have the Sandpiper Spirit reversed with Be Playful. And then we have Scorpio, a very serious person. He takes his okay, I don't know how he sees it, but the type of leader that he is someone that is very, very serious. So with the Angel of Verdancy, he is someone that likes to provide for the group. He likes to give as much as he can to be a good leader for the group. With this card, it feels like he wants to be the North Star or a guiding light for his group. Being able to, okay, how should I put it? He is a type of leader that likes to lead by example. So he tells people, you can do this, you can do that, but he likes to make sure that he follows his own advice. So he's not a hypocrite, let me just put it that way. Or, shit, if he is, it doesn't appear in the cards. But with this Angel of Urgency, he's a very abundant leader. He's able to materialize a lot of things. He's able to make things happen. He takes his time with creating change in his group and making things happen, but he's very lucky somehow. He's a leader that's able to provide a lot for the group. He is someone that gives very good advice, and because of that, he is like a guiding light to other people. He leads by example, and he is also a very grounded and rooted person that is a very good support for other people. It seems like he is naturally a very lucky person, and people naturally gravitate towards him as a leader. I don't know if he has the air of a leader or if people just naturally want to go towards him because they know that he means good luck, or he is very abundant, so he has a lot he can give to other people and be able to provide to a lot of people. Yeah, that's like the main thing I'm seeing right here. It feels like he's also very wise, because with this Scorpio energy and this Angel of Burdency, definitely feels like he naturally just has a lot of advice that he's able to understand the nature of things and how things just naturally flow. And because of that, he may be very good at predicting how things are going to happen, because he just kind of understands how one thing leads to another, and so on and so on. And I do feel that could be something that people really admire about him and really like about him. Now, with the Sandpiper Spirit reverse, it definitely feels like he's a very, very serious person. Even if he can smile a lot, laugh a lot, and play around a lot, but deep inside, he's very, very serious. This kind of reminds me of a Genshin character. It reminds me of Sino, as, someone that takes his job very seriously. He is admired by a lot of people because of how good he is at his job, but he says all these lame jokes and cracks all of these jokes to try to line up the air around him, because people usually get very nervous being with him because of how much respect they have for him, in a sense, or knowing that how powerful he is and how serious he naturally is, right? So he likes to kind of crack jokes to break the air, right, and make sure you have like this light-hearted environment. So I do feel that Soobin could be along those lines as well. He is someone that naturally takes things very seriously, and he himself is a pretty serious person. I'm not saying that he has no sense of humor. I'm not saying that he doesn't know how to have fun. I'm just saying that naturally he's the type of leader that just takes his job very seriously, and he likes things to be done correctly and to be done with care, I guess. So he may be seen as a very serious person when he takes on his leadership role. Also, with the Be Playful card, I do feel like he kind of works very hard and doesn't really know how to get off his leadership mode. Like, he's always on the leadership role. He is the type of person that when he's working, he works very hard, and when he's having fun, he's still thinking about work. So he doesn't know how to like disconnect from his job, disconnect from his work. I do feel that life may be telling him to kind of tone it down a little bit and have fun, but that's not his instinct. That's not what he naturally does. He's like an individual that slowly works towards making his dreams come true. So as a leader, he feels that he should always be a leader. He doesn't really know how to like tone it down a little bit and like disconnect and have fun. That could be one of the things. Now, with the Scorpio energy, he is the type of leader that, again, takes his job very seriously. He is a no bullshit type of person, because Scorpio tends to be someone that doesn't like superficial people or conversations, as well as a water sign. That's not really how they flow. That's not really how they do things. Also, with the Scorpio energy, he's very guarded. As a leader, he doesn't really like to talk about his burdens and his difficulties and his challenges. He prefers to just create these walls and examine and observe people. So he's very good at reading the environment and reading how other people are feeling. Like, he's able to pick up on people's behaviors and understand why they do that or how they think things, because of the patterns of how these people act. And because of that, he's very good at observing and picking up on those little details. So I do feel that he is able to easily kind of pick at someone else's brain, or like break them apart to examine them and analyze them. But he is not someone that likes for people to do that to him. He doesn't really enjoy other people to look at him and examine him and figure out what he's thinking or what he's feeling. He prefers to, Scorpios are very good at doing that, like deconstructing someone to figure out everything and as much as they can from that person, and keep them all at arm's length to be able to protect themselves and have their walls up. So he's just that type of leader. He's very good at reading people, and he uses that to his advantage to actually be able to understand how he can help them and how he can also protect himself from not being vulnerably open to those people. Now let's go to the second question, which is, how does the rest of TXT see Soobin as leader? Have the Two of Wands reversed. Have the Hierophant reversed. And then we have the Moon upright with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So the Two of Wands reversed kind of feels like they see him as someone that enjoys going out of his comfort zone and not at the same time. So I'm getting kind of mixed messages. Like, so there, it could be that some of the group members see him as an individual that doesn't like to go out of his comfort zone, because the two of wands talks about someone that feels on the top of the world, and feels like they're thinking of all the actions and all the possibilities that they have in life because they are in a very stable place in their life at the moment. And I do feel that with it being reversed, it kind of shows that some of the members see him as someone that is not afraid of doing things even if he is uncomfortable with it. So if he's in a place where he hasn't done something before, or where he feels his skills are not good enough for, he doesn't mind. He still goes for it and just learns and experiences what he has to go through, right? But then it feels like other members are able to recognize that he has these fears of going out of his comfort zone. So I do feel that this could be just how much some people know him, and also the fact that he's actually not the oldest one in the group, right? So I do feel that despite being the leader of the group, someone that is older has, especially in Korea, has a little bit more of this leg up of sorts, power-wise. And I do feel that if that's the case, Soobin might be able to actually communicate to his older members, how he actually feels about things, and be a little bit more vulnerable and be like, this is what I'm struggling with, this is what I don't feel comfortable with, and so on and so on. So that's why I feel that I could have gotten mixed messages with this two of wands reversed, that you have some people on one side that see him as this fearless person that is not afraid of jumping into the unknown, while this other side of the group is able to recognize that he doesn't like to go out of his comfort zone, but that still doesn't stop him, right? So like the image is the same thing, but they just see it from a different point of view. It's a perspective thing, I guess you can say it. Now with the Hierophant reverse, it definitely feels like all of the group sees him as someone that, even if he's a leader, he doesn't abuse his power. He's not someone that is constantly going, like, he's not the traditional type of leader. So what I'm getting at is that he doesn't really like to, well, actually I don't know him, but I don't think he likes to go out of his way to say, I'm the leader, so you should follow what I say. Again, he leads by example, so he's not actively saying, you should do as I say, you should follow the rules, you should do this, you should do that. Like, he's not a demanding type of person. He's not barking orders to everyone all the time. He just steps in when he has to. Also with the Hierophant, we're talking about a teacher that people look up to. So I do feel that the group doesn't really see him as someone that is constantly teaching them in a traditional way. Again, he leads by example, so the group is subconsciously gathering this information. Like, they just do things and act because of how they see him act, but not because he told them this is how it should be done, this is how things have to be. So also with the Hierophant reverse, I do feel, this is Taurus energy by the way, I do feel that the group sees him as someone that they can rely on, and someone that they, how should I put it, I guess they see him as the, I don't know what the dynamics are in TXT, but based on this energy, they may see him more as like the mom of the group. So I guess he could nag on the group quite a lot now that I think about it. But yeah, also with this Hierophant reverse, it feels like the group doesn't really see him as a leader, but they don't, how should I put it, I don't think they necessarily, I guess some of them might overstep their boundaries. Like, I'm saying that even if they don't see him as a leader, I don't think they ignore when he's on his leader role, if that makes sense. Again, they see him more as a mom rather than like this hierarchy of like his word is absolute. I don't know how else to word it. Now the next card that we have right here is the moon with Pisces energy. So the group doesn't really know what to make of him as a leader. With the moon, we have mystery, illusions, we have the unknown, I guess dreams in a way, right? So things are not clear. The energy's a bit all over the place. It could be a bit messy in the sense that it's not clear, basically. Seeing how that one came with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, I feel that the group members see him, they see Soobin as someone that gives a lot of himself to other people and provides endlessly to other people. right? Because the Queen of Pentacles, when it's upright, it talks about someone that can give their wealth away, their material possessions away. It is someone that is very caring, very giving to other people. But with it being reversed, it is someone that should actually concentrate all of that energy on themselves. So I do feel that the group recognizes that he is almost like a self-sacrificing person when it comes to his leadership, right? He loves to give and he loves to provide, and he doesn't care that he may have to do this at the expense of himself, at the expense of his energy, the expense of his sanity, at the expense of his time or emotional needs, right? He just naturally gives. With the moon here, I do feel that some members are, again, there's like this split in the group. Some of them are able to acknowledge his weaknesses, and some of them are able to acknowledge how much he gives to the group, recognizes and is grateful for what he does, while another part of the group, or energy wise, there's a part of the group that genuinely could care less what he does. So it definitely feels like there's this confusing energy, because some people are able within the group are able to recognize that he's like this self-sacrificing individual, and other people within the group are, I'm gonna just put it plainly, take advantage of this side of him and just go like, just give me more. I don't like that energy, but let's go on to the next question of this reading. So how does Soobin feel with his role as the leader? We have new moon in Aquarius with bring love into the situation. Bro, this man. We have fish. And we have Cobra. He's very grounded. He's a very stable energy. I'm saying that because we have red on both of these cards. On the fish and the Cobra, there's red. And red, it to me symbolizes. Usually, I don't know if you guys know what it is. Many of you will probably be new to my channel anyway. When I use these cards, the wild unknown spirit animal cards, when I use these ones, I usually see the colors as chakras automatically. So the red is a symbol of the root chakra, and the root chakra talks about someone that is pretty grounded, very stable, very centered, and is very aware of how to stay in their present moment and in their physical 3D world. So that's why I'm saying that he's a very stable person, especially because he had a lot of earth here, and the way that the group sees him, in a way, there's a lot of earth. There's 2 Taurus cards right here, which is an earth element card. Now, there is a bunch of fixed energy here. We have Scorpio, Taurus, and then we have Aquarius right here. Fixed sign, meaning that Soobin is naturally a person that whatever idea he has in his head, you cannot change his mind. It is very hard for him to, like, whatever his priorities are, whatever his values are, like whatever he's thinking, whatever's in his mind, is very hard to change his mind. He's very stubborn, he is very determined, and he is someone that he's like an unshakable force. So that's one thing that I want to point out. With the fish card, we have a water element and we have a red moon. So it definitely feels that he likes to ground his emotions and he likes to bring them to his present moment. He doesn't like to just push back his emotions and leave it in the back burner. He doesn't like to just put them aside and ignore them. He actually, when he feels something, he likes to bring it to the forefront. He acknowledges it, he honors those emotions, and then goes on with his life. So basically, when he's feeling sad, he allows that sad feeling to sink in. He allows it to happen. He allows it to go through with it. And because of that, he's very good at then releasing those things. He, instead of creating baggage by putting it to the side, he actually works through it. That's what I'm getting at. So with that, in the fire with a cobra, definitely feels like his role as a leader is something that allows him to grow as a person. He's able to shed skin, like old versions of himself. He's able to like grow out of that, with this Cobra card, we have a fire element, and putting that Cobra and the fish together, it definitely feels like as a leader, or how he feels about being a leader, is that he is someone that, again, he leads by example naturally, so that kind of influences how he sees his role as a leader and how he feels about it. He feels that as a leader, he needs to work towards his own baggage, his own issues, before he's able to be of any sort of help to other people. So by having that mentality, he naturally puts himself in a very good position, because he makes sure that before he can be of help to other people, he kind of needs to cleanse his own energy and work through his own things and go through his own struggles before he's able to even be of any be a helping hand to other people, right? So in a way, he's doing well for himself, right? He's making sure to prioritize his own feelings and his own ideas before he's able to become any sort of support to other people. He's aware that if he doesn't work towards his own things, he will naturally just project his own issues to other people, and he doesn't want that, so he works through those feelings and through those challenges himself. Now, one of the things that the reason I'm pointing this out is because I kind of mentioned earlier with the Angel of Verdancy that he leads by example. So it kind of shows that he likes to work through his own things and through his own challenges, so like that he can be an example to the people that he leads by. So he is a very low-key type of leader, and I do feel that some of the group members don't recognize the silent leadership that he has. It's a bit too low-key for some of these people to even pick up. Anyway, with the new moon in Aquarius, we have bring love into the situation. It kind of shows that Soobin is not the type of person to scream at other people. The way that he sees his role as a leader is that he wants to do things differently. He wants to make sure that he's not like other people. But yeah, bring love into the situation. He feels that leaders should be innovative, should be different, right? He feels that as a leader, he should be the first one to experience the unknown. He feels that as a leader, he needs to work through challenges before he brings... There was a car that just went by very fast, so I have a feeling that that could be a sign that he likes to jump into danger first. He likes to be on the forefront of anything that the group experiences, because he wants to be the one that experiences it first, to be able to digest that experience and that information and be able to give advice and be a leader, because he already went through it, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at. He likes to experience things first, so then he can be a guiding light to those people that are following him, in this case the rest of the group. Now, with bring love into the situation, I'm getting like two messages here. He feels that as a leader, the best way of guiding other people and leading other people is through love. So he doesn't like to get violent. He doesn't like to scream or shout. He understands the importance of communicating and the importance of being calm. So the other message that I was getting also is that it took him a while to warm up to the idea of being a leader. It took him, he had to bring some love into the situation, in the sense of like, he had to warm up to the idea of being a leader. I don't think it was in his plans to be one. I don't think he really wanted to be one. And the moment he did, he was like, oh, well, time to adapt, time to change. And it took him a while. And keep in mind, he had a lot of fixed energy, so that kind of shows that he's not someone that welcomes change. He's not someone that even really enjoys things changing. He prefers stability, security, and unmovable forces of sorts. So he probably didn't really like the idea of being a leader. He was like, that is something I did not plan for. That is something I did not see coming. That is something I didn't ask for. So he probably had to bring some love into it and be like, maybe I won't be a bad leader, or maybe it will not be that bad to be a leader. So I do feel it took him a while. I don't think he was afraid of the responsibility as much as he was not mentally prepared for this. He was just kind of just put in the spot. Like, in my mind, that's probably how it went. He was just assigned a leader out of nowhere, and he didn't like that. So it took him a while to warm up to the idea and actually figure out his own style as a leader. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I hope you guys liked that. I will go on to the next person, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. On to the next person. So let's figure out what type of leader Chaewon is in Sserafim. So the first question is, I had the paper. Oh, there. So what type of leader is Chaewon in Sserafim? Ow! That hurt my finger! So I'm gonna take the bottom card from this four cards that came out. The Angel of Truth. Oh. Okay. I know I'm overreacting, but I find it funny because the moment that card comes out, we're gonna be comparing. I can feel it. So, what type of leader is Chaewon within Sserafim? So the card that turned around was a White Raven Spirit reverse with Trust in the Magic. Okay, one more card. Ah! I felt a card. I thought a card flew out. No, I didn't. Okay. And then we have Leo. Nice! Okay. So, I'm saying nice because the moment I saw Leo, I felt the generous side of Leo. Now, as a Libra sun, I do get along with Leo, so I only have praises to shower on Leo signs. Anyway, so the first card that came out was the Angel of Truth for Chaewon. So, the type of leader that she is someone that likes to, she's very honest. She likes to say things exactly as it is. She likes to really talk about art. She likes to talk about her creativity. She likes to talk about having fun. She enjoys to talk about the industry. And she's generally a very positive person with this Leo energy. So Leos are known to be dramatic and they love the spotlight. Leos are very generous, pretty optimistic, and funnily enough, something that I was learning because I was reading about moons and the different signs it could be in, and when I was reading about moon and Leos, I learned that Leos really like justice and fairness in a sense. So with this Angel of Truth, I have a feeling that Chaewon is a type of leader that likes to be very honest, and she is pretty straightforward, but she likes to stay pretty positive. So despite saying things exactly how it is, exactly how she feels about it, she tries to shower things and, put them in a nicer way. Try to, if she points out that someone's in the wrong or someone's made a mistake or something, she likes to word it kind of nicely. She doesn't sugarcoat it in the sense of like, I guess sugarcoating is the best way to say it, right? She likes to be very nice about things and tries to stay on the positive side of people. Also, she's kind of like a natural born leader, I feel. With this Leo energy, it kind of shows that she is very good at putting herself first, putting in the sense of trying to be the face of the group. Not in the face of the group as the official, but I mean the face of the group as the representative, right? The one that people will look up to and be like, oh, if you're like this, then the rest of the group must be like that too, right? So she cares about her reputation. She is aware of it. She enjoys being on the spotlight. She is okay with being the center of attention. She's okay with being relied on. She is a very constant fire. Now I'm saying that because Leo is a fixed energy and it's a fire sign. So what I mean by a constant fire is that I'm seeing like an eternal fire of sorts, right? Like the imagery or something like that. And I'm being reminded of the Hearth card in one of my other oracle decks, which kind of talked about how fire was a symbol of safety, security, and fires were seen as something sacred of sorts, and it was supposed to be like a symbol of safe space. Having a home. Fire brings warmth, it brings light, and all of those things that generally is seen as positive within, humanity. So all I'm saying is that as a leader, she embodies this fire that brings warmth to people, that brings security to people, and brings truth and clarity to situations and to people as well. So now let's actually talk about the card in the middle. So we have the White Raven Spirit reverse with Trust in the Magic. So with the Trust in the Magic, it kind of feels like she's a type of leader that finds it kind of difficult to understand destiny and fate. I don't really know why that's coming up or why this is important, but I guess as a leader, she may feel as someone that likes to be a bit more grounded, a little bit more focused on what can actually be done at the immediate moment, and she doesn't really trust on waiting for things to happen, right? She's a leader that kind of likes to take the initiative and get things done. Leos can be a bit impatient because of that fire energy that they have. You know, fire signs are go-getters. They like to just do things. They're very spontaneous, very passionate individuals. And also fire signs are very good at staying positive. Most fire signs tend to typically be very optimistic as well. But for Chaewon, as a leader, she likes to kind of just do things and get things done. She doesn't really like to wait for things to happen, for things to come around. But I think for her, it comes from a place of not trusting. She feels like if she doesn't do something, it's not gonna happen. She doesn't really trust in like this great power or fate or destiny. So her type of leadership is like, let me do, she may feel like as a leader she should be able to do everything. Maybe it could be along those lines. And this card in reverse is maybe a little bit of advice from spirit, being like, you can trust on us too. You can like work with us and trust that there's abundance and blessings out there for everyone. She doesn't have to carry the burdens of trying to figure everything out on her own, potentially, right? But yeah, she's a very generous person. She's very beautiful to look at, very charming with this Leo energy. She's a leader that people naturally look up to and naturally follow. She loves to be babied, and she babies other people because of, how caring she is. That's kind of like the energy that Leos have. Leos do not mind being spoiled and love attention and love to be cared for, but they're also very generous and give that in return to the people that they love and care. So yeah, she's that type of leader. Now let's go on to the next question and then figure out, how does the rest of the Sserafim see Chaewon? So the first card that came out is the King of Swords, Ten of Swords reversed, and we have the Emperor and the Devil, both upright. Okay, I'm gonna put the Ten of Swords right here, and this one's over here. Okay, so how does the group see her? We have Libra, Aries, and then Capricorn energy with a Devil. That's kind of interesting. So the group is able to acknowledge and see the difficulties and the struggles that Chaewon has as a leader. Now this is tough. With the Emperor and the King of Swords, the group sees her as someone that is very fair and just. They see her as someone that they can see where she's coming from. They can see where her morals are at. They understand how she works and how she likes to go about doing things. She's very good at what is it called? Like, she's a very diplomatic person, so she knows how to speak, she knows how to say things, she knows how to word things. She might be very eloquent as well, so the group recognizes that and really likes that. They really like how she presents herself and how she talks about the group and how she thinks about things. They really like how she is very good at articulating her words and her thoughts, and she's very good at making sure that everyone's balanced and everything's in harmony. And what I mean by balance and harmony is that she has a very good idea of what people actually want, and she is very good at listening to people's stories. She's very good at seeing all points of view and all perspectives, and because of that, she is a very good leader in the sense of she's able to actually listen to all the ideas that the members have and what they really desire and where they're all coming from. And because of that, she's able to actually get to the core issue of problems and situations and actually create this beautiful middle ground where everyone's pretty content and happy with what's happening, right? So all I'm saying is that she's able to create this harmony because she's actually taken into account what everybody else is feeling, and the group feels heard, they feel noticed, and they feel cared for because they were all able to put their input into decisions and situations, and they feel like she's a very good leader because she's able to just be a good moderator and like just get things flowing and get things rolling. And she's kind of like, how should I put it? She's like the pen and pencil where you write all your ideas down, and they all feel very grateful that she's able to kind of take the leadership there and have a very strong communication within the group. They really appreciate that. Now, the other thing is that the King of Swords came out with a Ten of Swords reverse, which is a very good card to have upside down. I mean, reversed, whatever. So the Ten of Swords upright usually talks about someone that is overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, and is overthinking something. But with it is someone that has reached a point that is affecting their body. It's like destroying them from the inside out because of how much they're thinking about it. Now, with this card being reversed, it kind of shows that when the group is worried about something or they're thinking about something to the point that is bringing them pain, they really appreciate how Chaewon is able to like step in and get to the root of the problem and actually make sure that anyone that is involved actually gets to talk with each other and sort everything out and come clean and say exactly how they feel and what they're thinking and being able to actually solve a problem. So they really appreciate that and they really admire that from her. Now, the other thing that we have right here is the Emperor. So they also really like that despite being a good person in a good, what is it called, someone that is able, not a judge, but I guess a moderator is still the best word I can think of. But despite being very good with her words and being very eloquent with her thoughts and all of those things, like she's very good at connecting her brain to her mouth basically. But with the Emperor, the girls are able to also acknowledge her ability to just take action and get things done. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that we have Libra, Aries, and Capricorn here, which are all cardinal signs, meaning that the girls are really appreciate how Chaewon, or recognize how she already has this energy of someone that is a go-getter. She is someone that works for change. It is someone that she's an initiator. She is the energy. Cardinal signs are signs that are very good at initiating change and get things started. And the fact that we have air, fire, and earth here kind of show that she's pretty balanced, right? She is able to actually put the hard work into making things happen. She's very good at actually thinking the ideas and communicating them. And with this Emperor, which has the Aries energy, they are able to see how she's very good at taking action and getting things done. When there's a spark, she is able to kind of feed the flames and make it abundant fire, which seems to be the continuous metaphor for her right now. Now, with this Emperor energy, I'm also getting that they really admire that she's very good at taking action when it's the right time to take action. She doesn't go overboard. She doesn't exhaust herself. She's very good at just kind of sitting silently, observing the situation, planning something out real quick, and then going on and taking action. So she is not necessarily trying to call impulsive. She is very good at actually figuring things out and picking her battles, basically. She knows when to step in and fight for something and when to just kind of sit back and let things happen, or sit back and listen to what people have to say. Again, she's a very good listener and a very good communicator as well. So also with the Emperor, it kind of shows that Chaewon is very, very stable, and the group is able to recognize that and really admires that as well. That, again, a natural born leader. Now, with the Devil, one of the things that I got is that as someone that communicates very well and likes to talk and maybe even debate, the group recognizes that Chaewon is very good at playing devil's advocate. Seeing how positive the other cards are, I think I understand why the Devil is here. The group really sees her as someone that kind of knows how to use this Capricorn energy of like an entrepreneur, someone that cares about the long term. And how should I put it? Capricorns are very good at believe me, I know a bunch of like moon and Capricorn, so I'm kind of surrounded by this energy of people that think of all the possible ways something could go wrong. That's how Capricorns mentally prepare themselves to have backup plan B, A, C, D, and all of the alphabet. What I'm trying to get at is that the group is able to recognize how she's very good at playing devil's advocate. That's what I'm getting at. She's very good at figuring out how everything could go wrong, and she does her best at figuring out how it could be solved. She's very, Chaewon is very, very good, or the group recognizes that she's very good at figuring out the ins and out of how society functions, how society thinks, and how the industry works as well. Because with the devil card, we're talking about someone that feels like they're under the illusion of being trapped. You know, the pressure, external pressures, external expectations. I see the devil as society. The unspoken rules of how things should work. To me, that's the devil. It's not people necessarily. It's not a specific situation, a specific person. To me, it has always been whatever we feel is the right way of doing things, to the point that it puts us in a box where we feel like we can't get out of. To me, that is what the devil represents. And in this case, for Chaewon, it kind of shows like the group sees her as someone that's able to recognize all of these expectations, all of these boundaries, all of these traditions, and all of the silent rules of how things should work and how things should happen. And because of that, it's kind of like the group admires and recognizes that Chaewon is very good figuring out ways that everything could go wrong, and then also figuring out ways on how to prepare themselves for the worst. I guess is the best way I can explain it, which is the most positive way I've seen this devil card. Also, with this devil card, I have a feeling that the group sees her as, they see that she's the type of leader that is extremely ambitious, very hardworking, and likes to do things by the book. Very traditional in a way. Not in the way that is restricting, but more in the way of like, Chaewon likes to do things by the book. So like that people don't come later going like, you did me wrong, you're doing this bad or whatever. Like she can say, honey, I may be bending the rules, but I ain't breaking them. She's kind of like in that attitude, right? She's very good at fighting her point, and she's very good at fighting for her case. I don't know what expression I'm trying to use, but all I'm trying to say is that she knows how to make sure that she doesn't get in trouble. Now, I don't know where to start. I'll start with this one. So let's figure out the last question for the last question for this section will be for Chaewon. How does Chaewon feel to be a leader? As her role as a leader, how does she feel about it? Full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in your way. Okay. How does Chaewon feel to be a leader? Wait, I can't take it out. And then the cards that we have is Bat and Starfish. Again, we have an air element and then a water element. Starfish, Bat, and fire with the Leo energy. So she is actually not that grounded in the sense of there's not a lot of earth or pentacles in here. She has a lot of strong masculine energy, because with all the air and the fire that we have here, those elements are masculine elements, meaning that her energy is more of like action orientated, very on your face, very, what else? I guess those are the best ways I can explain masculine energy. It's very out there, very flashy as well. And in this case, how does she feel about being a leader? Okay, she feels that as a leader, her role as a leader made her realize that she kind of had to grow up. When I mean by grow up, I don't mean like mature. I mean, she feels like an old man right now. That's kind of strange. Now, I'm saying that she feels like an old man because I'm looking at the bat and I'm being reminded of how my mom always says that bats are old rats or some shit like that. I don't really know where that expression comes from or where she got that from, but I always find that funny. But with this bat, she feels that as a leader, she had to learn how to venture the unknown and how to handle situations that were unexpected, that she will never, but that she has never had experience before, venturing the unknown, walking towards the mysteries. Like, she realized that her role as a leader made her go in the opposite direction that everybody else had to go through. Again, you have to keep in mind the type of leadership that she has. She feels that as a leader, her role meant that she had to figure out all of the other possible paths that other people are ignoring, so that she could make plans and prepare her group for potential outcomes. Because I'm seeing how this bat is flying away from the light, flying away from the moon, and it made me feel like she realized that she kind of had to go down her own path, be her own leader first before she could lead others. And when I'm seeing this starfish, I'm thinking of someone that is unique, different, someone that is able to regenerate very quickly, someone that moves slowly and people don't even notice. So she feels like she has to be very low key as a leader and not at the same time. Like, how should I put it? You know, those people that move all the pieces, make the impossible possible, and they also make it seem like it was no big deal, like it was not that hard. But you know, this, I don't really know how to explain it, but she feels that her role as a leader meant that she had to do a lot of behind the scenes work. Oh, now that I'm saying all of that, it makes sense why this card came reversed. She feels like, since she doesn't really believe in destiny and fate, she doesn't believe in this higher power of like shifting pieces outside of her control that will eventually create a good path or something. She naturally has the mentality of things could go wrong, so I have to prepare for them. And with all of that said, now that I'm seeing this, you know, someone that is ready to bring herself back together if something goes wrong, someone that has to delve in the darkness and the unknown to become familiar with it and be prepared for it, and then with don't let pride get in your way. I have a feeling that she kind of felt that as a leader, it meant that she had to experience all of the things that could happen to prepare for those, plan for those, and be ready so like that when the group was doing something, she could already give them the advice necessary or the pro tips on how to go through that path. Now, the other thing is that it feels like she has to do a bunch of behind the scenes work. So like that, she can overcompensate for like this idea of destiny or fate not being in her favor or in the group's favor. I'm finding this kind of hard to explain. You know those people where like when you're in the full energy, right? You can't jump into something. You're like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I trust that the universe has my back and everything's gonna work out. So I'm just gonna jump into this opportunity and see where it takes me. Well, Chaewon doesn't believe in that. As a leader, she feels that she has to experience everything so she can prepare everything and be ready for the unexpected in a way. Because she doesn't believe that there's a higher power out there that will guide them or help them out. So she's kind of like carving her own path and making her own future in that sense, right? Just doing everything, experiencing everything, and planning for everything. And also with don't let pride get in your way, I feel that she kind of had to learn, and part of, you know, being a leader, she realized that she kind of had to learn to pick her battles, so not argue meaninglessly, or, you know, making sure that if she was arguing for something, it was something worth it and not just to be right. Also with this full moon in Leo, she kind of learned that as a leader, one of the best ways that she can lead people is by understanding her wrongdoings and acknowledging them. And, you know, she kind of had to put her pride to the side and realize the power of teamwork and the power that it carries to actually listen to everyone and the value that everyone carries within a group. And because of that, she decided that as a leader, she doesn't have to like bark orders at other people, but it was better to kind of stand back and listen to everyone and then organize everyone's ideas in one way where it could create a beautiful middle ground for everyone involved. So I do feel that don't let pride get in your way. She kind of learned how to lay back a little bit, how to jump off from the spotlight a little bit, so that she was able to actually see everybody else that is involved in her group, right? Like, I guess the best way I can say is that she realized that her role as a leader meant that she had to be, how should I put it, not self-sacrificing, but that she had to take a step back to see the bigger picture constantly. That's the best way I can explain that. I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will jump on to the next person, which will be the last person for this video. So thank you so much for watching. Let me go on to the next person. Okay, so let's jump into this reading. So let's figure out, so what type of leader is Minji from NewJeans? What type of leader is she? We have Angel of Night, we have, wait, hold up. Rabbit Spirit reversed with now is a lucky time. Oh, and then a card fell. I didn't even notice it. And then we have Uranus. Okay. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I learned that NewJeans doesn't have a leader officially. So I just took the oldest person as the leader. So, the type of leader that Minji is, we have the Angel of Night, which kind of shows that she is someone that is very low-key. She is someone that is very receptive, and she kind of just takes in all the information and silently observes other people. I'm not saying that she's a quiet person as much as she doesn't like to state her position about a certain topic, or she doesn't really like to speak up about her thoughts without actually understanding the situation a bit better, or kind of being in the energy for a bit longer than just answering spontaneously, right? She likes to observe. She is someone that likes to go in depth with people and tries to figure people out. She doesn't like to take things as face value. She doesn't like to keep things superficial. She likes to dig in a little bit deeper and understand the reasoning behind people's actions, behind their thoughts. Again, she does this very quietly and very low key, so she won't go and ask someone, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? She could, but if she does that, she's asking one question and analyzing the answer for another question that she actually has in mind. So she is, again, very low key. Now, with this Angel of Night, I do feel that she is someone that, she could be a night owl, I'm not 100% sure, but she is a leader that pays very close attention to how she feels when people come her way. So she may be very good at reading the room, she may be very good at reading people, or she may be very good at just feeling emotions, if that makes sense. So if someone comes in and all of a sudden she's starting to get angry, I guess the best way I can say it is that she might be an empath potentially, or if not, she's just very good at reading the room. Now, the other card that we have right here is the Rabbit Spirit reverse with now is a lucky time. So with it being reversed, it kind of feels that she is an individual, or she is the type of leader that doesn't like to rely on having a lucky strike or swords. She likes to prepare. She likes to get ready. She is someone that, you know what's funny? It feels like she's the type of leader that likes to prepare for things, because she may be surrounded by people that just kind of go with the flow. So I don't know how the rest of NewJeans is, but it kind of strikes me that many of them kind of just are very spontaneous, are very new to everything, and they kind of just like to, they have like this whimsical energy of just jumping into things and not really thinking twice about it. They just go for, they go with the flow, and they like to just experience things. And I feel that because of that, she is the type of leader that likes to kind of hold back a little bit and think about things through a bit more. So she may slow down the group a little bit to be like, okay, hold up, let's think about this before we jump into this. Let's not be reckless, let's not be impulsive, let's actually think things through a bit deeper. So I do feel that she kind of slows down the group a little bit by making sure that everyone pays attention to their surroundings, everyone is safe, everyone is actually aware of what's going on. So she seems to do a pretty good job at making sure that everyone understands what's going on. The Rabbit Spirit is the only card in this deck that has more than 2 animals on the illustration. This one has 3 rabbits. Every other card has 1 or sometimes 2 animals showing. So with this one, I have a feeling that she's the type of leader that she's kind of like a mama hen, right? She keeps everyone very close to her. She takes care of everyone by making sure that they're all close to her, making sure that she has an eye on everyone, making sure that everyone is at arm's length so she can run and save them if that were to happen. She seems to be very alert of the group and making sure that everyone stays safe. Now, she seems to be someone that just naturally really cares for the group and wants to make sure everyone's safe. Again, there's this sense of she's very low key, so I don't think she will go out of her way of being like, I just admire like a mother being like, Manganita ven para acá, right? Like she's not like that. She's not like bossing people around and be like, be close to me, don't get far away. She's actually very gentle when she says this stuff, right? There's this naive, innocent energy that the group has that it feels like she's trying to preserve, and she feels like she can't. I guess she naturally already has this. She doesn't want to scare the group. She doesn't want to, like, the group may be very fleeting, maybe very shy. I don't know what the group has that it feels like she just feels like as a leader she needs to take a very different approach to how other people do their leadership, and she's very low key. Also, I do feel that this could be because since she's technically not assigned the leader of the group, she doesn't go out of her way of saying, like, as a leader you should do as I say. Like, she doesn't have that personality. You know, her role is very laid back, very free form, very, I guess in that sense it would be like she just takes care of the group, but she wouldn't necessarily consider herself as a leader. I mean, she might be though. You know, those people that kind of just have to answer for the group and they represent the group, but they're not the leaders though. There's people out there. Also with this Uranus energy, now let's talk about this planet. So for her, this planet kind of symbolizes that she's very innovative. She is very in touch with the modern world. She is very aware of times are changing, and she is a leader that likes to do things differently. She doesn't like to do as others say or what others have done. She likes to be unique. She's quite the rebel. Uranus is a planet that rules Aquarius, and Aquarius is quite the rebellious sign, someone that doesn't like convention, someone that likes to break free from traditions, and is someone that is humanitarian, right? So as a humanitarian sign, or I guess in this case planet, it kind of shows that she is a type of leader that understands the importance of treating everyone nicely, of treating everyone with care and respect, and because of that she kind of translates those values and those thoughts within the group and makes sure that everyone's taken care of, everyone is respected as an equal, and everyone understands their value as individuals as well. So she strikes me as a leader that, similarly to someone that previously came up in this video, she strikes me as someone that also leads by example, but she's a little bit more hands-on. So she is kind of like this silent guardian angel or like shadow of sorts, you know, someone that is silently just taking care of them, making sure that they're okay, making sure that everything's fine. Now let's jump onto the next question, which is, how does the rest of NewJeans see Minji? We have the Six of Cups reversed. We have Strength, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Swords. So the Six of Cups reverse kind of shows that the group doesn't. How should I put it? Because I was thinking, the first thing that I think of when I see the Six of Cups, I think of someone from the past. I think of childhood energy. So with it in reverse, maybe the group sees that she's pretty mature. They see her as someone that is like, they don't know her, but maybe, like, what I mean by they don't know her is like they don't know her from a past life or anything. So their connection is pretty new or something. That could be relevant, or it could be important somehow. But also with the Six of Cups reverse, I have a feeling that the group sees Minji as someone that has lost touch of her inner child, maybe. I say that maybe because I'm like, how can you tell if someone is not in touch with their inner child? I guess because they don't know how to have fun, maybe. So maybe they see her as someone that doesn't know how to have fun, or doesn't really keep up with their shenanigans, doesn't keep up with them fooling around. Again, she could be quite serious, especially with that Angel of Night. She's very low-key, kind of keeps to herself a little bit. She goes at the rhythm of her own drum. She doesn't like to do as other people say. She doesn't really like to follow traditions and conventions. She's kind of naturally rebellious. I'm not saying that she doesn't follow instructions. I'm just saying that if someone tells her to do something that she doesn't agree with, that she doesn't like, she will probably fight back a little bit. She will probably argue about it. She's not gonna stay quiet. But yeah, with this Six of Cups reverse, it kind of feels like the group sees her as someone that is very mature, someone that's very grown, someone that has lost the connection that she has with her inner child. So maybe there's some healing that has to be done there. I'm not sure. But the other card that we have here is the Strength card, which is a Leo card. And this kind of shows that the group sees her as someone that is very good at stopping problems. So the strength card shows a woman that is using her feminine charms to calm the beast, right? And to me, in this case, it kind of shows that the group really values and really likes how Minji is very good at just fizzling down a fight. So if someone's about to, they're getting like, if you have two people and they're ready to punch each other because of how angry they are, she's very good at diffusing it. She's very good at just calming everyone down. And in this case, taming the beast will be making sure that the problem doesn't get out of hand, making sure that people don't reach the point of violence, or making sure that people don't get aggressive and all powered up and ready to like punch each other, right? So she is very good. She could be very charming to the group. She could be very good at calming down the group, because I do feel that the group is very excitable. It definitely feels like the group is very naive, very young, very inexperienced. I feel like many of them don't really think about consequences. Again, it's because they're young. I don't think this is because they're immature or anything. They're just barely learning that actions have consequences, and cause and effect is a natural thing that is constantly happening. It's kind of, I guess, part of growing up is realizing that you're part of a society and you are part of a world and a community that it's larger than yourself, and that your actions do matter in contributing to this rippling effect outside of yourself. So you kind of realize that your world is bigger than just you. I do feel that, I guess, that could be part of growing up, and I think that's what many of them are slowly learning and slowly understanding. So it makes sense that many of the girls are gonna make mistakes, and it makes sense that many of them are gonna do and say things and kind of just jump into new experiences without even realizing that maybe they should have thought about it a bit more, right? So it seems like, as the oldest one, she kind of takes it upon herself to make sure that the group is doing okay and taken care of. Now, the other card that we have right here is the Knight of Wands, which represents Sagittarius energy, a moving, mutable sign. So this tells me that the group sees her as someone that is adventurous, someone that likes to jump into the unknown, someone, again, but not in a reckless way, okay? Someone that when they have the inspiration or motivated to move forward, they just go for it. So Minji is someone that doesn't hold back. She is someone that just steadily moves forward into whatever direction she wants to head herself into, or I guess if she has a goal, she goes for it. If she all of a sudden wants to go running in the mornings, she'll do it. She's someone that doesn't really hold back. She likes to experience things. She likes to learn more than what a textbook can teach you. She likes to travel. She likes to move around, and the group really admires her leadership as someone that is not afraid of just doing things. Is very good at not encountering, at solving problems. So she's a problem solver. And with this king, whoa, okay, we're going to kings now. So with this Knight of Wands, it feels like the girls see that she has potential to grow into someone that is very mature, someone that knows how to take action, someone that knows when to take action. So the girls see her as someone that has a lot of potential for growth, someone that, I'm saying that because I was gonna say a king when this is a knight. They also see her as someone that sees nothing as an impossible. Like, she's very good at just creating solutions. And what I mean by creating solutions in this case, I mean as someone that is like, oh, let me create things that people didn't even know they needed in their lives. So she's very innovative in that sense, and the group really admires that and really likes that about her. Now, the other thing that we have here is the Four of Swords reversed. So with this Four of Swords reversed, it kind of shows that the group sees her as someone that has no chill. She is someone that is constantly thinking, constantly talking, constantly doing things. And the group sees her as someone that doesn't know how to relax, doesn't know how to just take a slow day, bro. Just take it slow and bring herself back together. So if that's the case, maybe they see her as someone that gets grumpy very easily or something. Because you have to keep in mind, this is seen from the perspective of the group, and I mentioned that the group feels very naive, very young, and very inexperienced. So if you have someone with that mentality looking at this person that is kind of low key, constantly observing, and in a way takes things a bit more seriously, they're gonna see her and be like, bro, you're kind of boring. Or they'll see her and be like, have some fun, be a little more laid back. You don't have to be all uptight. So maybe that's why they kind of see her and go like, oh, she's not connected with her inner child. She doesn't know how to have fun, and they probably see her as like she doesn't know how to relax. She doesn't know how to just calm down. She's always thinking, but she Minji is simply trying to pick up the slack of the rest of the group. And I don't mean this in a bad way. This is just as the oldest one, Minji has a bit more experience and understands consequences a bit better, understands long-term effects of things. And because of that, she does try to put some thought into it and observe the situation, understand it better to make sure that she can like help the group out if they get themselves in trouble or if they get themselves in a difficult place. But anyway, let's go on to the last question for this reading, which is Minji is not the leader. I know she's not officially, but I've made her the leader. So how does she feel with her role as the leader in NewJeans? I've made her. I'm just thinking. I was thinking if I should rephrase the question or not. I was thinking, oh, if she were to become the leader, how would she feel? I was thinking about it, but then I was like, who am I kidding? I just made her the leader for the purpose of this video, so now how does she feel? Okay, so how does she feel as the leader of NewJeans? And why did I make her the leader of NewJeans? Just because she's older, that's it. I'm like the K-pop companies. I'm like, since you're older, people will have to follow as you say, and you're the leader now. Congratulations, Fulanito. That's how it happened. Anyway. So, how does she feel that I made her the leader of NewJeans unofficially? Can you tell that I'm already tired? I'm already sleepy. I'm reaching the 5th dimension. So, the tiger spirit, we have the fire element, and with the deer spirit, we have an earth element. Now, it is very contradictory because we have a tiger and then we have a deer. So it kind of tells me that Minji has this energy that can be opposing, but it still kind of works within her, right? This opposing energy gives her enough self-restraint to think about consequences, but then on the other side of herself, she has this side that is rebellious, ready to break traditions, ready to create chaos, not in a bad way, but create chaos of breaking the status quo, breaking traditions. Like, I don't know, I think that's very, I mean, I guess she's still young, so I guess it makes sense that she still has this idea of wanting to be different. And, when you grow up, you kind of learn that the best thing you can be is average. Just live a normal, boring life. Or maybe it's just me. Anyway, with this tiger card, it kind of shows that how she will feel if she were a leader, or at least how her energy feels. I just unofficially made her the leader, is as someone that feels powerful, sneaky, observant. So I'm thinking of how tigers are, their way of hunting is through camouflage. They like to kind of lay low by using their environment, their tropical environment, to hide themselves. Like, that's why they have their stripes, so like that the prey just doesn't really realize they're there. And tigers are sneaky predators, right? They like to kind of hide, stock their energy, their prey, and then boom, they get it, right? So it feels like that is very similar to how we had the Angel of Night here previously. She is someone that it seems like she's very intuitive as well, because we have the moon where the third eye or the crown chakra will be for this tiger. So she is someone that she loves to take action and she loves to just jump into the unknown, but she is not reckless about it. She actually observes her environment. She actually makes sure that she understands what the consequences to her actions will be, and she picks her battles. Again, she's very rebellious, but she's not creating chaos for the sake of creating chaos and drama. She is someone that creates chaos because she genuinely believes that there's something that has to be fixed. Now, we have the deer right next to it, so it feels like she's still very grounded. She understands her power. There's people out there that don't understand the responsibility that comes with power and leadership. She gets it. She understands. I'm saying that because on one side we have the tiger, right? An apex predator. And then we have the deer, one of the animals at the bottom of the food chain. So she understands that as a leader, you have this power, you have this responsibility, and one of your biggest responsibility as a leader is to not abuse your authority and to not abuse your power. And I do feel that she will be very good at understanding that because she is able to see the perspective of being this powerful individual, hence tiger. And also, she's grounded enough, stable enough, and she is humble enough to understand what it is to be powerless. And I'm saying that because with the deer, she understands what it feels like to, she has a heart. Here with all the green, she has a little heart, so she is able to understand where the rest of the group is coming from. She understands that struggles and the environment the girls were growing in. Like, she gets it. She understands the difficulties and challenges that they're going through as individuals, and that understanding energy will make her a very good leader. Now, the other card that we have right here is a full moon in Aries with a fiery climax approaches. So she understands that as the rule of a leader, or at least she feels that as the leader, one of the things that you have to do is initiate change, create, be the one that takes that first step. If everyone is wondering like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, as a leader, she understands that one of the things that she can do for the group is encourage them to go towards those steps in a safe way. Again, I feel I have to emphasize that this group can be a bit naive about the way of doing things, and they can actually be real fools. I'm saying real fools because I was talking about the fool card previously of, taking the leap of faith and just kind of jumping into the unknown. In this case, I mean real fools, as in like someone that actually jumps into the unknown without taking the right repercussions, right? So it's like being reckless, but without even realizing they're being reckless. So with how fiery climax approaches a full moon in Aries, it feels that Minji feels that as a leader, her role will be to spark inspiration and motivation to the rest of the group, but in a safe way. Making sure that the group actually understands the consequences to their actions and understand to see the bigger picture of the situation they're in, and realize that, the group can definitely jump into the unknown and be inspired for all these new experiences and still stay safe. Again, I think it's very important. I think that the group doesn't really think about consequences and they just do things. And I don't hold it against them because I feel it's just natural. They're very young. I'm saying as if I was an oldest lady. I mean, I am older than all of them, but not by much. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it, especially since I unofficially made Minji the leader. I was just like, you're the oldest one, you're the leader now. So, yeah. I'll see you in the next one, whatever that is, whoever that is. Again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sticking along for the whole video if you did. And if you didn't, well, I'm glad you enjoyed this last part. This last person, I guess. And yeah, see you in the next one, whatever that is, whoever that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.